Listen, I don't even know anymore. Okay, welcome to this video. This video is to reassure you guys that whatever Harry said in that interview did not mean anything bad. This video is going to be positive, and I will reassure you that you'll probably like it. So without further ado, here's the latest news that's been happening in the past couple days. So today on Twitter, Harry released a teaser to his Sign of the Times music video. And can I remind you what day today is? Today is the 6th, and Harry says that he's going to be releasing his music video on the 8th. And oh, let me see, Harry released Sweet Creature on the 2nd. So releasing a song on the 2nd, releasing a music video on the 8th. Oh my god, 28. Harry is being extra again with the fucking 28. This is no longer coincidence. Everything to do with his promo, his album, his music has to do with the damn 28. But to be honest, guys, when the music video comes out, it's probably just gonna be him up in the sky. Can't wait. Okay, so as you guys probably know by all my tweets and all of my complaining, I did not get tickets. And to be honest, a lot of people did not get tickets. You know where all the tickets went? All the tickets went to the scalpers. So basically, there was some trolls who pretended to be verified fans, and as soon as the tickets came out, they probably purchased thousands of tickets to only sell them on StubHub for double the price. So then that way, nobody who's actually a fan would get tickets. So now when Harry goes on tour, he's probably gonna think that he has all these fans going, but then when he goes, it's gonna be like half a venue, which is actually pretty sad. Because Harry tweeted, "I am overwhelmed, thank you. If I don't get to see you this tour, I'll come back around next year if you'll have me. Love, H." Guys, Harry was overwhelmed, he was excited. He thought that all those ticket sales were from the fans, and no, if you guys go on Twitter, a lot of people have been saying that they didn't get tickets, and that pisses me off. This says Harry Styles' debut solo tour sold all 179,000 tickets for 32 shows across 5 continents in less than 1 minute. And I believe that shit because we're the One Direction fandom, but technically it didn't go to the fans. And even if it did go to the fans, there were people who were purchasing more than 1 ticket. There was this person on Twitter who was saying that she got tickets to more than 4 venues. I am not trying to sound jealous here, but that is kind of selfish when you know that Harry is doing small venues and it's very competitive. On a positive note, Harry did say that he's probably gonna have a tour next year, so I'm gonna try that. People were also telling me that if you go on StubHub a week before Harry's concert, you can actually get the tickets for a lot less because they'll be dropping. But then again, Harry's partnered with Ticketmaster, so I'm not sure StubHub tickets would work. So it looks like I'm just not going. I guess I'll just have to continue watching Harry through a screen. Okay guys, when I saw this shit, I thought I was just seeing things. I thought it was just some coincidence. I thought people were reaching. But no, I genuinely think that Louis and Harry got a haircut together. Even if it wasn't at the same place, it was definitely around the same time, and that is still fate. So if you guys look at these pictures of Harry from like a week ago, you can tell that his hair is much longer, it's past his ears, it's more curly. And can I just add that he is like daddy as fuck in these pictures? And then I get this tweet that says, Louis and Harry got a haircut together, what a coupley thing to do. And then if you look at this recent picture of Harry from a couple days ago, yeah, he looks high. His hair is obviously shorter, and then here's a picture of Louis with his new haircut. Obviously shorter. And just for more proof that they both got a haircut around the same time, this was Harry before his haircut, and then Harry a few days ago. This was Louis before his haircut, and now Louis a few days ago. It is obvious that both of them got a haircut, and funny how it's around the same time. And then to confirm it even more, we got this tweet saying, I must confess I'm a little sad you cut Harry and Louis' hair. I know it's their choice, but both were looking so gorgeous. And then Lou Teasdale says, oh, sorry. So Lou Teasdale confirmed that she cut Louis and Harry's hair. This is real, right guys? Like, did someone Photoshop this tweet? Is this fake? Regardless if this fake is real or not, you can definitely tell by visual proof that Harry and Louis both got a haircut together.
Right now, I just had a little trim. I'm feeling pretty good about it.
Hello, tune in to The Breakfast Show tomorrow from 6 AM because this lovely face is going to be on with me. Look at that. That was the lovely face. sorry.
So Harry had a couple interviews in the past couple days, and the first one wasn't as problematic as the second one. So here are a couple pictures of Harry from that interview looking good. And I'm pretty sure this interview was filmed before Harry got his hair cut because his hair goes past his ears. So here are some highlights from the interview.
I think you'd make a killer James Bond.
Guns, man. So I don't know if I don't know. Maybe I could use something else.
No guns.
Kind words and love.
Compliments.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'll throw roses around.
That's like soy gay.
I'm really happy with where it's ended up, and I'm really looking forward to getting to play it for people and being able to play these songs live.
Well, fuck, I wish I could hear them live, but I guess I can't. Sorry, I'm still triggered over that.
Are we bringing back painted fingernails at all?
Sure.
Cool.
Why not?
Well, yeah.
All the time. Haven't really thought about it too much. Probably.
Oh my god, yes, Harry, bring the nails back. Preferably with decals.
I'm going to be playing some amazing venues that a lot of my favorite artists have played. They're amazing rooms, and I wanted to go and play these songs for some fans who wanted to come and watch and listen. So I'm very much looking forward to it. You know, I think the energy that you can feel in those rooms, they're some of my favorite shows that I've ever been to are in rooms very similar to the ones that we're going to be playing.
So that's why Harry chose small venues, because at first I was like, why would he choose such small venues when he has so many fans? Like, that's going to create so much chaos in the fandom. But I just really hope it all goes well. Harry says, my biggest flaw, I snore. And this person says, I'm being so extra here, but how does the fucker know he snores if he lives and sleeps alone? It's not like his tiny sassy husband gives him shit for it. You know, guys, I actually thought about that too. There's so many people who don't know that they snore because obviously they're sleeping. So how the fuck does Harry know that he snores if he lives alone? Unless he went home and his mom told him or something. I mean, fuck I know, but I'm just saying that if Harry says that he lives alone, how does he know he snores still? I'd like to think that Louis told him, but you know, could be reaching. But you know, I'm only using logic. Harry also says, one of my favorite songs on the album is the last song called From the Dining Table. I think it's the most honest and open I've ever been. I don't think I've ever written a song like that before. I think it's one that when I listen to it, I don't do anything. I can't help but just listen to it. It's one that hits me as much as it did the first time I listened to it. I can't with this song already. Like, this is already my favorite song. I haven't even listened to it, but guys, this is my favorite song on the album. So Harry, you're telling me that I have to wait till next Friday to hear your damn album, and you're already teasing me a week before about one of the songs? I'm sorry, but that's not okay. And now this is the part in the interview where Harry started talking about Sweet Creature, and holy fuck. Guys, if you weren't a Larry before, you are now one, okay? So this says, lyrically, this song is about a couple that is young and has difficulties between their love, but they know that they belong together after all the arguments that they had between their relationship. And people say that this song is not about Louis. In Sign of the Times, Harry says, we don't talk enough, we should open up. In Sweet Creature, Harry says, I always think about you and how we don't speak enough. And then in Ever Since New York, he says, I'm talking to the walls. Are you guys seeing a constant theme here about Harry not talking to this person enough? He wants to open up. Like, they're not talking, like they're distant. Yeah, that's totally not about Louis. This says, I just wanted to articulate somewhere how incredibly healing it feels to hear songs like Sweet Creature in the mainstream music context. I'm so used to all the tender, wholesome love songs being straight, or assumed straight, and all queer love songs depicting eventual heartbreak, persuasive loneliness, self-hatred, hardship, but there's something so magical and warm and comforting about listening to a song that's written about enduring love, healthy love. Oh my god, me too, girl.
Harry, was Sweet Creature written about a specific person?
In my opinion, I think most songs are written for one listener, in my personal opinion. In the way that I think, you know, people who write books, I think, probably write them for one reader. And, yeah, I think it's a really amazing way of being able to say something to someone that, you know, maybe they'll never know it's about them. Maybe there's one thing in there that only they will know it's about them. I think it's, you know, like I said, it's so much easier to to say something in a song than it is to say it to someone.
So Harry says Sweet Creature was written about one particular person, but he wouldn't say who it was written about. He just talked about it. He just outright said Sweet Creature is about someone, and when they asked who, he swerved and didn't answer. But after all, the homes and ropes, we know who it's about. He says it's a piece of me that I haven't shared or talked about before. He never said his songs were about someone specifically, but he said that Sweet Creature is about someone and it was written by them. He says maybe there's one thing in there that only they will know it's about them. He literally said it without actually saying it, you know? If the album isn't about a woman, if Sweet Creature is written about someone, then that someone isn't a woman. Why wouldn't he just say, yeah, it's for my mom or sister, and instead be this vague? We all know the answers, some just can't accept it. They'd rather accept incest headcanons than admitting it's about Louis. Guys, for real, the fact that Harry already said the album is not about a woman and he's saying it's about someone, them, gender neutral pronouns, so it is actually about a love interest. But that's just me. Harry was asked who makes him feel like home. He started stuttering. When people stutter, you can definitely tell something's up. I mean, guys, just listen to this clip.
Who makes you feel at home?
I think that's fair. I think that's a fair acknowledgement, yeah.
So does this person know the song is written about them?
I actually don't know. I think the thing that's important to remember is it's not always necessarily the first thing you might think of, but I obviously would never tell someone that what they thought was wrong. I think the best thing about music is that everyone can take away different things from stuff, and that's not wrong. There's not really a wrong answer. I feel like a lot of my favorite songs that mean something to me, I'd be disappointed if someone told me that they're about something else. It might ruin the song for me. So, yeah, I think Sweet Creature is definitely about one person. You know, there's many different types of things that could be about, you know, a person.
Just the fact that Harry deflects so much, he goes around the question, he stutters, like, really guys? This says he sings in present tense about a relationship with a gender-neutral you, someone he loves so much, someone he endures pain with, and for, like we heard, 3 songs, and they are all about love, devotion, surviving, pain, and getting stronger together. Also now he said all the songs are for one listener. Literally, how else can he make it any more clear? He's been talking about a long-term love relationship with one specific person, and y'all out there, it's about this and that. Do you want him to spell Louis Tomlinson for you, or what? Yeah, exactly. Harry specifically said that this song, or this album, is just for like one listener. Guys, I can't. Harry just said in 35 different ways that the song is for Louis. I'm screaming. I'm thinking Harry wrote this for the boy who co-wrote a song about being someone's home and making them feel like they are home, but just a thought. Also, Louis literally has a home tattoo, and Harry talks about his home in the song. How obvious can it be? Yeah, guys, the fact that Louis has the rope tattoo, and they both talk about home, and all this theme shit, like, how can you not say it's about Louis?
All I knew that I wanted to do was be honest, and I didn't want to edit myself. I wanted to be honest and open, and I feel like when you listen to the album through, I think you can see that, and I think, to me, it's what makes it interesting to listen to.
Yep. So yeah, it's not about a woman, it's about one listener, it's about someone who's kind of popular, it's about them, someone, like gender neutral pronouns, and he said other stuff, and that kind of like crosses out everybody else and kind of leaves just Louis being the most obvious person. But you know, as I said before, that could just be me.
It's very much a piece of me that I haven't shared or talked about before. So I think the album's very much a snapshot of me more so than it is about anyone else. I found making this album incredibly therapeutic, getting to, you know, allow myself to be vulnerable and think about things that I hadn't thought about for a long time, or things that I maybe had kind of tried to forget or not. Being open is always good.
I don't know about you guys, but I feel like Harry contradicts himself just a little bit. Like, he says the whole album is about himself, but then he says that Sweet Creature is about this other person. But then again, this other person is a part of his life, so I guess that's still about him. He says, I think the best thing about music is that everyone can take away different things from stuff, and that's not wrong. Yeah, so Harry's basically saying that we can think whatever we want, so anti is bi.
What's the hardest part of this solo process so far?
You can't deflect any questions to anyone else. It's just you. But I'm finding new ways to wriggle out of stuff, which has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, guys, this is also very important to bring up. Harry says what's different about being solo than being in a band is that he has to figure out how to deflect away from certain questions, how to wiggle himself out of certain situations, which is what he's been doing. That's why whenever Harry's been asked about his crushes or who the album's about, the song's about, he's been deflecting, he's been going around the question, and he specifically said that he's been getting better at that. Like, guys, it couldn't be any more obvious. Harry is literally letting us know what he's doing. He's spilling out all the information. But some people are just choosing not to listen. I mean, guys, Harry is literally writing about a long-term relationship always being his home. I don't think it could get any more obvious. It could only get more obvious if Harry named the song Louis. This says Harry is literally out there talking about two hearts in one home, and that even though they're young and it's hard, at the end of the day, that person is the only one who can bring him home. Again, I can't think of anybody else except Louis fucking Tomlinson. This says Harry literally has an anchor without a rope. Louis has a rope and a fucking compass that leads home. How do people not understand? Yeah, even their tattoos correlate to this fucking thing.
The process this time was there would be songs that I love that I would absolutely love to put out that just didn't feel right for this first album. And it's cool to kind of feel like, you know, this is something that I'd love to say. Maybe I don't want to say it right now, but I can just keep it.
This could mean that he's writing things about coming out and being a gay man, but he's not out yet, so he's gonna save those things for after he's out. I don't think I'm reaching at all. I just love how Harry said that this album is the most honest he's ever been with himself and other people, and we're gonna see the real him, and he's written stuff he's never said before, and there's stuff he hasn't even written that he's left out. Like, guys, this could be a potential outing. If not yet, then maybe later on. This is the point in the interview where people were starting to doubt Larry, and they thought that Larry was over, and everything just came piling down, and people were saying Harry denied Larry. So let me just start off by saying that the interviewer should not have asked this question. She could have just said, oh, what is Sweet Creature about? That would have been totally fine. But the fact that she had to bring us into it and say, oh, people are speculating that it's about Louis Tomlinson and blah, 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 that was too far. You reached past a fourth wall. You broke it down. And the reason why I'm kind of upset with that interviewer is because Harry sounded so uncomfortable when he was talking. He stuttered the most he's ever stuttered before in his life. Like, I've never heard Harry Styles stutter so much. Like, I thought he was about to cry or something. But anyway, I'm gonna stop talking. Here is the audio from that part of the interview.
You know, especially like, you know, two hearts in one home. It's hard when we argue. We're both stubborn. They're sure that that's about your relationship with Louis Tomlinson. Is it?
Right. I mean, I think, I think people are always going to speculate about what songs are about. And I don't think I'd ever want to tell someone that they're wrong for feeling how they feel about a song, even when they're not necessarily right. I think the fun thing with music is you get to write a song, and that's all that you want to say on it, and then you don't necessarily have to explain it much further than that. But I think if you really listen to the lyrics, I think you can work out whether it's about that or not, and I would lean towards no.
So basically that part in the interview made people really confused, and it kind of made people sad where they just didn't want to listen to it anymore. So basically I'm going to share some bullet points with you why this is not a big deal at all. Louis and Harry could still be together even if the song is not about Louis, but he did say it's not about a woman and it's about one person. You guys, before you start freaking out, just remember that when the woman insinuated that Louis and Harry had a relationship, Harry never corrected her. He literally said, all right. He never said, well, there's no relationship. He never denied or debunked her word choice. So Harry and Louis could still be together, but maybe the song just isn't about Louis. Like, I mean, Harry doesn't have to write every song about Louis. But I mean, as I said before, Sweet Creature does sound like it's about Louis, so. Number 2, if I wasn't in a relationship with someone, I'd say, no, we're not together. The song is not about us. But Harry stutters, he makes it complicated, and he deflects. This is something I also wanted to bring up. Like, if there's been rumors about you and someone else being together for like, what, 7 years, you would think it'd just be so simple to just say, no, we're not together. But you guys can still think we're together, like I don't mind you guys shipping us, but we're just not together. You would think if 2 people were not together, they would just say that. But the fact that Harry has such a hard time telling people that no, him and Louis are not together, that kind of makes you start to wonder, like, okay, what's really going on behind the scenes? Like, why is it so hard for Harry to talk about Louis? Why does he always sound kind of sad? I mean, people could think that Louis and Harry broke up, and that's why whenever he talks about Louis, he kind of sounds a little nervous or sad. I don't know. You can think whatever you want. Let me draw a little example for you. So basically, Harry could just take the easy route and just say, no, we're not together, by just going in a simple straight line. But no, what Harry does, he decides to go the complicated route and go, well, like, it's kind of like, I don't even know, like, it's like maybe, like, about that, but, like, I don't really know. Like, it's just, like, so confusing. So, like, he goes like that, like, all the way around in that mess. This is how Harry talks when it's about Louis. And I almost just ruined my sketchbook. I don't know if that was a good analogy, but that's how I saw it. Number 3, not depressed, but Harry is probably at least bi, considering he didn't say, well, I'm not attracted to men. He made the topic seem possible. Yeah, so basically when the interviewer was insinuating this relationship with Louis, Harry could have just said, well, I'm not even gay, like I don't like guys, so that's not possible. So he kind of still left his sexuality up to interpretation. He kind of is still letting the public know that, like, hey, I could still be interested in guys, even though I'm not directly telling you. The fact that he said, if you listen to the lyrics, you can tell, we did and we know. They are in the closet, he has to say no, it's about him. Yeah, so basically when Harry was talking, he left the whole thing as vague as possible, and he's like, well, if you listen to the lyrics, you can probably tell. It's like, tell what? That it is about Louis or that it's not about Louis? Like, what? To be honest, guys, when I listened to the lyrics and when a ton of other people listened to the lyrics, they just thought it was about Louis. And guys, think about it. If Harry is gay, he's not just gonna out himself right there in an interview. He's probably not ready. The interviewer literally set up her question for Harry to out himself. Like, the only way Harry could answer that is by outing himself. That's why it was a poorly worded question on her part, and that's why she should have never asked it. Harry's not ready to come out, and that's why he sounded so nervous and he was stuttering when he was answering the question. So for all the antis who were saying, like, oh, he denied it, when a person is in the closet, they're not just gonna come out like that. Of course he answered it like that. And as I said before, Harry recently said that he deflects questions. He outright said that. So it makes sense that he answered it that way. And guys, just remember that Zayn lied about not leaving the band back in 2014. And oh, look, he left 2015. So I'm saying that all the stuff that One Direction have ever said in interviews, it's not always the truth. So if Zayn lied about not leaving, why is it so hard to believe that Harry lied about this? And to be honest, guys, when you look on the bright side, I'm kind of glad that they asked Harry this and not Louis, because if Louis was in this interview, we would have definitely got a bullshit 3.0 statement. This says, it's 2017, Harry and Louis haven't publicly been seen together in the same room in 16 months. Louis has a public girlfriend, and we are still forced to sit through these uncomfortable exercises and heterosexual clickbaiting, and Harry still can't give a definitive no answer to the question. Yeah, that's what I was saying before. The fact that it's 2017 and Harry Styles still can't say no to a Larry question, I think that just says it all right there. This says, if it was all just a big joke to him, as the interviewer obviously thought it was, then Harry would not have reacted the way he did. They were expecting a haha, no of course not, and got something very different. I hope they feel really proud of themselves for what they just did. Insert sarcasm here. I feel like the interviewers were Larry shippers because they mentioned Louis like a few times in the interview, but at the same time when she asked the question, it seemed like she just thought it was like a big joke. I don't know. But Harry did not think it was a joke. He didn't answer like it was a joke. So guys, basically in conclusion, Harry never denied a relationship with Louis Tomlinson. He only basically denied that the song was about him because in the end he said, I would lean more towards no. But the fact that he can't just say no, he has to use like wording like I would lean more towards no, like that is so wishy-washy in my opinion. I mean, yeah, I get it. Harry doesn't want to ruin it for us fans. He wants us to believe whatever we want. But I mean, Harry's been deflecting for like 7 years. And guys, Harry was stuttering so much in the beginning. It was probably because he was thrown off by the question. But you would think if the song was just about like Gemma or someone in his family or not about Louis, it would just be a little easier for him to talk about what the song is about. But I feel like whenever something's about Louis, like he just stutters so much, like he doesn't know what to say. So you can definitely tell that Harry is trying to go around the question so he doesn't out himself. But guys, basically everything that Harry said, it just proves that he doesn't hate Larry shippers. He says that we're allowed to believe whatever we want and he's fine with that. This also says, am I the only one who's suspicious about Louis' name popping up in interviews more? It's just a thought, but maybe they're trying to reintroduce Larry. It would make sense. Harry did tweet a picture of him and now he's talking about him suddenly. I haven't really noticed that a lot, but the interviewers have been bringing up Louis a few times. So if they keep this up throughout interviews, then yeah, I'll be suspicious.
And it says, if Louis Tomlinson feels tired, he sits down to have a wee. I've seen it.
Have you?
You've said I've seen it.
An old one.
I love rock and roll. He sits down to have a wee. I love rock and roll time. I love rock and roll. He sits down to have a wee. I've seen it.
I love how Harry was like, yeah, that's an old tweet. Like, Harry knew it was an old tweet because he knows that him and Louis don't talk on Twitter anymore, which is kind of sad at the same time. But just the fact that Harry was smiling, he was laughing, like it looked like he really liked that one. So I would say out of that whole interview relating to Larry, that was one of the more positive things. Slow Hands is honestly amazing. It has that chill vibe. It sounds so different than This Town. If anything, I got like a Shawn Mendes kind of feel to it too. And also Louis tweeted at Niall saying, oh shit Niall, sounding sick lad. And Harry even said, ah Niall, great tune my friend, congrats. Do you guys also find it suspicious that Louis and Harry can comment on the other boys' songs but they can't comment on each other's? Like Harry never reached out to Louis and talked about Just Hold On publicly. He might have done it privately. So it's funny how Harry can do stuff publicly for his other bandmates but he can't do that to Louis or vice versa. Just something to keep in mind when you're starting to doubt Larry, that Louis and Harry's relationship is obviously different than their relationship with their other bandmates. So just keep that in mind. Anyway guys, I am done with this video. This video is probably a half an hour long, I don't even know. Anyway, leave all your thoughts below and like always, all my social media is down in the description and I will see you guys later. Bye.
My honey bun sugar plum, pumpy umby umpkin, you're my sweetie pie.